In a world full of people who think life is a happy series of coincidences and trust the official narrative, some of us know better. Tales of Stonehenge, dogmen, chemtrails, and more. All of this we will explore in the Seany Zone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the premiere episode of the Seany Zone on the Shuli Network. How you know?
What up?
I'm BF, and this is the man Seany. Hi, Register Seany. Some might know you guys. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm excited for this. This is good. This is good. I've been waiting a long time to have my voice heard, and some people might say that they wish they never heard my voice, but that's okay.
Well, I'm just your humble chauffeur. This is your show, so I'm here just to help navigate you through the Seany Zone, through this wild and wacky world on the Shuli Network, bro. So welcome to the Shuli Network, and welcome to your first show, first episode. So I know we've got some people gathering in the chat, but it's good to be here with you, and we're going to here to explore like conspiracies and like other thought processes, other ideas, not just what's spoon-fed to you by the media, right, Seany?
Yeah, correct. The human populace has been fed a narrative, if you will, to control them. People have had the wool pulled over their eyes for far too long. It's time to pull it back a little.
Pull it back a little, and that's what we're here to do, man. Well, I know we come to know you. We come to know you kind of through the Howard Stern show, right? You used to call into the Howard Stern show. That's how I originally got to know you. And maybe I don't know. In this new community on the Shuli Network, we're made up of communities of lots of O&A fans and fans of other radio stuff and all. So we wanted to take this this episode to this opportunity to introduce Seany to this whole new kind of blended community. You know, we're blending. So this is our good first welcome episode, and so like I said, we first got to know you doing the Howard Stern show. So tell us how we ended up here. So let's go back to the beginning and tell people how you originally got to. When did you first hear Howard, and how did we end up here?
Well, so I was a Stern fan. I started listening to him when I was in college, which is like 1994.
Oh shit.
So he was on WBCN up here in Boston, and he would be played at nighttime. They would record the show and play it at night. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and she fucking hated the show. She said it was gross and terrible, but I laughed my ass off. And so once he went live, which was, I forget when it was, like maybe 95, 96 or so, he started to go live on the airwaves, and it was so great because I didn't have to wait at nighttime and try to stay up like all night to hear the show. Yeah, that was really where I became a fan, and it was interesting because he had a lot of stutterers on the show, and previous to that, I used to I had a really hard time with it. It used to really bother me. I got in a lot of fights in grade school and high school because of it. But then, you know what I mean? Like I started to see the joke of it. Like it's okay. Make fun of everything. It's okay.
Yeah, and that's something that Howard, it sounds like he normalized it for you. So you felt like you felt kindred spirits. You kind of felt like you were welcome there. So you were a listener. I remember those early tape days too, bro, when Howard was just on tape and whatnot. I remember that. And then, when he went live, it was really cool. So you were like a big fan. And then, so you obviously made this kind of connection. So I'm taking that's your first connection. So you'd be home every day listening. So what finally drove you to go, okay, now he's live. Now I'm going to interact with this guy. Like I got something to say to him. How did that go down?
Well, so all right, so it started like I used to try to call. I tried to find the building where we would broadcast from and call them and try to get like on like a voicemail or whatever, just to be like, hey, listen to me, you know what I mean? Like I'm a weirdo here. I think I fit your bill, you know what I mean? So and the lady at the desk would always just like turf me off like there's no Stern show here. And I'm like, no, I know he's there because he said it all in the air, but you thought I was a goof, I guess. I don't know. And so it just never worked out until he went to Sirius, and then they wanted people to call in. They were in need of more calls, I guess. I mean, and so I got through. I talked about the first time I talked about it was when I must have made the nappy headed hose.
Yes.
Comment there. So I called in about that, and then it really didn't go. It didn't go anywhere. And I called in later that week, that same week, and Steve, what was his name? Steve
Grillo?
No, Steve.
Oh, Langford.
Nope, Steve, the intern. He wasn't an intern, but he was from Boston. It's from like Somerville, I think.
Okay.
And he just was like, "Oh my god, this kid's great," you know. So he got me on the air again with Stern, and I was asking. I already was going away to do a USO trip for the soldiers, and I told him to be careful of the jeez, I gotta calm down. I told him to be careful of the camel spiders, and they just were like, "What? Wait a second, what the fuck was that?" Because I had a really hard time the first time I said it to them, and they just were like, "What is this?" And I said, "That's the way that I talk." And they were like, "You got to come in here." So I was like, "All right, fuck yeah." But my dream come true? Okay, yes, please.
That's cool. And I can't believe they missed that out on the first time. I can't believe it took a second time for that show calling back to pick up on you, but I'm glad that they did.
Yeah,
and I know one of the other things that motivated you to kind of interact with the show was kind of your interactions with John the Stutterer. We're not talking about Stuttering John. We're talking about John the Stutterer, who was yet another stutterer on the show that I guess I don't know if you identified with him necessarily, but.
Well, so all right, so John was a complete lefty, like nutball, you know what I mean? Like I know there's nutballs on both sides, you know. It's and truthfully, like, so at the time, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was wrapped up in the whole tea party thing. I really like that grassroots feeling to it. You know what I mean?
But you guys basically butted heads. You were kind of like more or less like oil and water. So but eventually it ended up you guys going up into the studio and you kind of meeting up in person. I will have a little video here I want to run. Andy, if we could run that first one that we talked about. This is your first appearance.
Go ahead, Billy in Boston.
Howard, hey now.
Hey now.
Hey, I got a name for Sean. High Register Sean.
Let me think about that.
Hi.
High Register Sean.
I actually online I have like an email and everything is Shawny, but
what is it?
Shawny?
No, I like High Register Sean.
High Register, huh?
What do you think, Robin? High Register Sean.
I'm thinking about that. I like it.
There you go. So Robin liked it. So that was like I pulled that clip and all because that's when I would wait a minute. What's the eye roll with Robin, bro? What was that?
No. Just it's the name. I just don't.
Yeah. So that's why I played it because that was the origin of your name, and you were calling yourself just Shawnee at the time, and then now you're High Register Sean. So I don't want to offend you by calling you High Register, but yet a lot of times that's the only way we're going to know to refer to you, and it's going to come out. But I wanted to see where you stood on it today. You're not a fan of it?
It's just dumb. Because then you have to explain it. For sometimes, like if somebody doesn't know the Stern Show, and then you say that name, and they're like, "What is that? I don't get it." And I'm like, "Because when I talk, I have to go through a whole spiel as to what it means," and they're like, "Oh, okay," and it's not funny. I don't know.
By the time you get to the end, it's not worth the trip, right?
No, yeah, exactly.
It's not worth the trip. Yeah, but then you, like I said, you called in a lot of other times. right? And you had a lot of cool
Oh, yeah,
experiences up there.
I've done a lot, yeah.
And you told me you've had like an interesting life. Your early life has been interesting so far. So we're definitely going to delve into that. Like, what are some of the interesting things you like to tell people about that kind of happened in your life?
Well, all right. So, I mean, to go down a dark road to start with, but my dad died when I was 5. And that kind of like threw everything crazily. It just made everything nuts. You know what I mean? And so like my mother, would tell my brother and I how she had been abducted. I hate that word. By aliens as a kid and throughout her teen years and whatever, and like, you know, they'd gone through the probes and the testing and all that stuff and whatever. I mean, she didn't get into anything. Believe it or not, she didn't get like too gross about it, but you know, she would explain to us that, you know, it had gone on a few times, and then she put it in our heads that it's hereditary, where they want to see like what her offspring became or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
so you think this is an origin point for a lot of the way you think and your view of the world, like some of these thoughts from when you were a kid?
I really do, because I was pretty young and it was scary. You know,
I was going to ask you,
like,
when do you think that? When did you realize that you thought differently than anybody else? I imagine it was from a young age, based on what you're telling us, right?
Well, yeah, and I mean, I grew up on the outskirts of a small town, and my dad was, you know, had died, and I was kind of like an outsider to begin with, so I kind of just rolled with that and said, right, well, you know, like I'm not like these kids, you know, like I'm just not. And you know, you start to see things when you're not part of the in crowd, you see it, you don't see it the same way, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
people who are like popular and you know, like the class valedictorians and what have you, they see life on a I'm going here and I'm getting to this, and it's like when you're not in that world, you're seeing everything else that,
interesting,
you know, that's going on around you, you know, like you're seeing reality, I guess, is what it is.
That's really interesting. That's a real eye-opening way to kind of insight on the way you think, Sean, and your point of view, man. That's really cool. But so you went into like the Stern Show, and they gave you the Whack Pack name that you don't really like. But let me ask you this: you're part of that clique, but do you consider yourself like a Whack Packer from being part of all that experience?
No.
Even though
I've far too high of an IQ. Like I talk weird. Yes.
Right, you got that going for you. What do they say? You can't have a job or whatever to be in the Whack Pack, right?
I have a job.
Right, so you're out based on that criteria right there. But yeah, just by virtue of the way you talk and your experience on the Stern Show, I think, you know, a lot of people still consider you a Whack Packer. So I'm just wondering where you stood on that to this day. You know.
Well, I will say though, Elephant Boy had a job. So, and he was a great guy. I love that guy.
Fred the
I'm
Elephant
so
Boy.
sad that I'm so
peace.
sad he passed. I wish I had had a chance. I didn't know he was sick.
I don't do head games.
Yeah, he was great.
I'm looking for a couple. Let's see. So rest in peace, Fred the Elephant Boy, man. So so you had a lot of cool experiences up there going to the Stern Show, man. Obviously, right? Meeting a lot of celebrities and stuff.
True. I would like to also say, when I was a teen, like early teens, like 13, 14, my aunt had moved to a house in Plymouth, Mass, which is a very old town.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a ghost in her house that everybody else saw but me. And I'm
really?
like, I'm kind of bummed out I didn't, but I probably would have shit my pants at the same time. You know what I mean? So
wow, man, maybe you're just not that level of a ghost seer yet, man. You got your own, like you said, you're on your own perspective based on the stuff that you've seen. I guess they're on a whole nother wave up there.
Maybe.
So I know one of those experiences that I have a little video clip we're going to play, is that you got to take part in one of the Holly Weird Squares games that won up on the Howard Stern Show. And that was a lot of fun when they started bringing all kind of Whack Packers and mixes of celebrities in. And you went up there, you were like mixing up with them. Before we play the clip, do you have any memories or impressions of going up to there for that day, for that experience?
Yes. Wendy's family all came along. And we were at the front desk, and they said, "There's good."
Wendy the Slow Adult, right?
Yes,
Okay,
that's what she's known by now.
Yes.
And they all were like, "There's going to be food, right?" And the guy goes, and the guy at the front desk has no freaking clue. He's like,
"Yeah, right." They're just
I don't know. Like he's like from some African dude that
just the door guy
is just trying to just trying to get you through the door.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know. And so we get upstairs, and they ransacked the food bar. Like there was like a whole spread upstairs.
Wendy's
all
about the food.
Crazy. Oh my god.
She's all about the snacks and what she's going to get out of it. So yeah, exactly. So they rated it. So that was your experience just going into the door. Now in this feature, why don't we play the clip, and maybe we'll play the clip now. If you can play number 2 there, Andy, I'd appreciate that. We'll watch that and we'll talk about this afterwards. Check this out.
Howard, I was wondering, do you think, can I ask if Lenny Dykstra would perform on like a female Sasquatch or a dog lady? Would he be open to that?
What do you think?
No idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Lenny doesn't want to talk to you, High Register Sean.
What Sean the Stutterer is talking about is the post-birth abortion children that are put in with canine genes and organ harvesting to be turned into subhumanoids.
Right. Well, thank you.
Wow.
Is that what you're talking about, Shawnee?
Sort of.
I'm into the white cotton panties with the little yellow piece stain, okay?
What?
I don't know, Mickey
Glaze was like, look, like he creeped out fucking Brett.
Mickey, you seem shocked by what Lenny's saying.
With a little pea stain?
Yeah, that's like that. It's pure. It's natural, you know?
Okay.
Natural.
You're saying that when you're with a woman, you like to see a piece.
I forgot how good that was.
It just shows that they're natural, you know, everything's...
Thank you, Andy. So there.
Wow.
So you're up there with like you know.
I forgot how weird. I forgot how weird that guy was.
I don't know, Lenny Dykstra.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Lenny is gone, man. Lenny was classic every time he went on there. So yeah, he was always something interesting. So that was you kind of come up with a kind of unique question for him, bro. Did you come up with that on the spot? Were you planning on asking somebody that or what?
It was totally all on the fly because he kept saying about how he likes to go down on girls and
Robin. He would always beg for Robin and any girl. Yeah, he would always talk about how good he was at it. So I guess you probably heard it enough to say, "Hey, Lenny, you ever do that to?"
I'm like, yeah, would you do this to? I do remember from that show too. Wendy had a sippy cup on her desk thing that there we had. Mm-hmm. That I couldn't believe that I saw that, which I actually have photos of that somewhere. So I should find those, and of her shoes too, because it was pretty good. Because she was like right to my left, like down the line. Like I was in so we were in a room where it was almost like a cube, but the front wall was like a screen of Stern, and then it was Wendy, and then Brent and his wife, and then on the back wall was myself and somebody and Lenny.
Okay. And
then on the other wall was Mark and somebody else. I never saw Glazer there. I don't think she was in the room with us.
Oh, Nikki wasn't there. Yeah, I'm always fascinated because I know back in the day, Hollywood Squares used to be the big panel, and I was wondering how they did that in such a small space, and we figured it was a lot of TVs and boxes. So Nikki wasn't there then, huh?
I don't think so.
She probably didn't want to be there around Lenny, maybe.
Or and then Wendy did shit her pants.
Oh my God,
it smelled horrific, and also if they showed if they showed film of me at the end of the show, I had to piss so bad I was in cramps. Like I was having cramps, and I was begging them to let me go piss. And they were like, no, it's almost done, and it wasn't almost done. And it was I turned blue almost, I think, because of all the piss, and I was dying.
So you asked him if he would go down on the dog woman or whatever. He didn't. He acted, what the fuck are you talking about? So,
he's just like, what is this guy?
So I know that was the big thing, and I know a lot of people probably in the chat remember you for your talk of Dogman. So let's get into that a little bit. So I know at some point that Shuli was supposed to come up and kind of explore the Dogman with you. But tell everybody about the origin of the Dogman and lead up to that story.
Okay, so at at my old house, which had land, it had like town land that would abut like the woods, like my yard would abut the town land that was woods that would extend to more woods and railroad tracks, power lines, gas lines. It would go for miles and miles and miles and miles. And one night I was out in the backyard. I had a little fire on, and I was alone this night. And I look. I thought I was, yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
So I look out in the woods, and I see two glowing like amber dots out in the woods, probably maybe 300 yards away. 200 to 300 yards, I'm guesstimating. And so I'm staring out there, and I'm like, there's no light that should be, nothing should come from that where that is. Like there's a pond behind that old house, but it's like over to the left, and I'm staring more straight to the right, kind of, and I'm seeing these dots in the woods, and I'm going, what the fuck is that? And they're close, you know what I mean? They're like set like eyeballs would be.
Right.
And so I finally get enough of it, and I'm like, I'm going out there, and I charge out of the woods, and all I've got is my cell phone and my pocket knife. I run out into the woods. There's a town trail there. I get out on the trail. There's nothing there. So I go, oh, that's weird. I walk down a little bit. I'm staring around. I come back, and there's no lights now. They're gone. And I'm like, was I just seeing that? Like, what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? So I started doing some research online, because I'm like, what could this be? Like, is there some sort of like a phenomenon where they global what are they, fireflies, but they don't sit still. You know what I mean? Those things bing, and they're over here, and one's over there, and then you know what I mean? They move around a lot.
Yeah, they're not stationary. Right.
Yeah, they don't just sit there and like within within a foot of each other, and then
sure wasn't two flies flying, lightning bugs flying real close together like friends. No,
I know.
Okay.
But I don't think it was, because then they were gone, and I go do some research, and I start finding this stuff about dogmen and how their eyes glow, and whatever, and I'm like, there's no way. So I set up a tripod. I've got one of those like laser pointers, and I shoot it out into the woods where I'd seen them. And I go out there, and I look at where it is, and it's on this tree, and it's about 7.5 feet tall. And I go, what the fuck? There's no fucking way. Like, you know what I mean? Like from the ground, there's no like rocks around it. There's no logs laying around where it could have stood on something to make this. There's at 7.5 feet roughly 7.5 feet. It was like 7.49 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just fucking.
So then you had multiple experiences with dogmen, right? And I think you should call in and say you found fecal matter and things like that, and bones, right?
Hold on, because then the next time, so I was out there again. I used to usually have friends come by, but I was out there alone again, and I see the two lights again, and they're not in the same spot. And I put the fire out, and I ran to the house and locked the fucking doors, and I was petrified, because I was like, dogman, could it be? Is that what it is? And in my town, right before that, somebody had not right before that, but that year, in that spring, somebody had seen a bear. And so everyone was like freaking out in town, and I mean, they'd seen a bear out there in those woods, and they were all concerned. And so I dug into it more, because I was like, I asked him around. I couldn't find the guy that saw the bear, but everyone's like saying that the bear dropped down to its 4 legs and ran away. And I go, the bear dropped down to its 4 legs. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would a bear be standing upright? I mean, I know they do sometimes.
Yeah, they can. Yeah,
they can. Yes, but
yeah.
but I was
So
like,
you were wondering,
it all made it all just seemed too
convenient. Yeah, like you wondering if it kind of all added up. Like I wonder if the big bear is kind of related to all this dog man I'm seeing. So at one point you would call in with this story like regularly, and you would have like different details every time, or different sightings, or different stories, and all. So much so that there was talk of actually sending Shuli up to to stay with you for the weekend and all.
Yeah.
Now, like so he was supposed to come up there. Did that ever go down?
No, because
I didn't think it did. I didn't recall that, so I didn't know if it was just bad memory or what.
So Howard didn't like the fact that I owned guns, and I'm like, I'm a licensed gun owner. I don't understand. I'm as much as I sound like a weirdo because of my voice. I'm not insane. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna shoot the guy. You know what I mean? I'm friends with Shuli. I'm not gonna put him in harm's way. And if you're out in the woods and there's things that could eat you or attack you, don't you want to be with somebody with guns? I mean, that doesn't.
Yeah, you make a good point, but being a devil's advocate, I think Howard, being an employer, you don't want to be the one responsible for sending one of your employees out into like a dangerous situation with potential dogmen and or guns. So I can kind of see why they turned away from it. But in the clip that I watched, I don't really have that one, but Howard's like, "Hey, when you going out there, Shuli?" And Shuli's like, "Come on, boss, I'm ready to go, gung ho and all." And that was kind of the last I remember hearing of it. And that was my recollection, is that Howard kind of like shied away, didn't want to take the risk of sending him up there.
Well, Stern really didn't like the fact that I said I was going to hang meat out in the woods to attract them.
Yeah, I do. I remember that little detail too.
Which apparently a cop in town was a fan of the show, and he came by my house and said, "Hey, you know you can't do that, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know."
Lest anyone think they can hang raw meat to draw dogmen in their yard, Shawnee. We're just letting you know. Hey, Shawnee, look, Shawnee, I'm just assuming that's the sheriff's voice. I don't know. Hey, look, Shawnee, look, can't do that.
I live in Mass, so I'd be more like,
okay,
no, you can't fucking do that, you know? You fucking asshole.
Oh yeah, we got to hear some of your Massachusetts accent, bro.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Massachusetts, that's cool. That's all right, man. All right, well, and then like so, it was a young age that you kind of noticed that you started thinking differently, and you're kind of cool with it now. But so we used to have a list of like conspiracy theories. Like they would call in and kind of ask you about what your take was on all these conspiracy theories. So I have a list about at least 25 different conspiracy theories here. Now, the idea of this show, Shawnee, I mean, you can tell the people what we want to do like week to week. What do you tell the people what you like to do with your show?
Well, I mean, I'm going to respond to any of the chats and things, and try to answer what I can on the spot. But I mean, week to week, I have a lot of notes, and I have a lot of things that I've researched about a lot of things. And honestly, I'd like to deep dive into some of them because there's some fascinating things that people just aren't aware of. It's
what's
scary.
The topic off the top of your head that you're itching to get into? Like, this is our introductory episode, but after this, where do you think we would like to go with this? What's your first one you really want to get into?
Well, I mean the 9/11 truth is layered. I mean, that could be 6 to 10 shows. I mean, there's that much. It's crazy. But we have like Plum Island, which is off the coast of New York, off of Long Island.
Yeah.
Where they one time I was on stage and I fought through a word so hard I almost blacked out. It was bad. It was bad.
Holy shit, bro. I was gonna say this is really a half-hour show, but it'll take an hour every week. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Very good. That's all good, brother. Yeah. So we were talking about the conspiracies and all before we had that little fun right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you want to get into Plum Island, you said? Right?
Yeah,
that was the last one you just talked about.
I mean,
now tell everybody, give them a little background. Just give people a little taste of what you think happened at Plum Island, like for people that might not know.
Well, the short story of his Plum Island was owned by the government. They did animal testing there. You know, they would test and hybrid things and work on animal diseases.
All right, so that's one of the topics we'll take a deep dive in. I have a list of them here, but first, why don't we get to check up with some of these chats since there's a lot of people forming in here. Let's get with some of these super chats. Let me put the old eye goggles on and see who's joining us today. Let's see. It's Robin Callie. What's up, Robin Callie? How you doing? Man became a YouTube member. Thank you, Robin Callie. And Mr. Crumb gifted 1 Shuli network membership. Thank you very much, sir.
Fuck yeah.
Orion's Music Shop's checking in. Thank you for the $4.99. I thought you were going to be black. Wait a minute.
Why?
Wait a minute.
Why?
How about you take this next one, Shawnee? Go ahead, take that one, buddy.
Welcome, Shawnee. You spelt it wrong. Looking forward to the show. Thank you.
It's
Chris
SEAN.
Engler.
There you go. Fuck yeah. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for joining us. I'll take this one. Rick's Wings and Rings. Thank you for the $5. Shawnee and BF. Let's go, Shawnee. What's your favorite cryptid? Also, do you like buffalo wings and fine jewelry? Well, get on down to Rick's Wings and Rings. Thank you for the $5 Rick's Wings and Rings. And he also gifted 5 Shuli Network memberships. So come on, let's get it.
Suck my dick.
I swallow cum.
Thank me.
Thank you very much, Rick's Wings and Rings. What else we got here, Andy?
My
Frank
favorite
checking
cryptid.
in.
Hold on, I do want to.
Okay, let's go. Let's get an answer. Sure.
My favorite cryptid is Dogman, since that's the one I saw.
There you go. There's your answer.
And
Thank
I do
you.
love wings.
And rings as well. All right, Frank checking in for $1.99. Thank you very much. The forest background is Suki, but I assume you meant spooky. Thank you very much, Frank, for the $1.99. Terry Nee, our brother Terry Nee, for the $5. Thank you for the $5. So what you're going to tell us is that in fact Bob's pool is fake. Knew it. Birds assemble. Call. What is up, Terry Nee, my brother? How you doing? Ordo Monstrum, $1.99. You're doing it, Shawnee. We're all with you, man. Come on, man. Here we go.
We're doing it.
Hell yeah. You take this next one, Shawnee. What we got here?
Okay, give me only the short ones.
No, the longer the better with you.
Welcome to TSN, Shawnee. Look at I fuck up my own name. BF, you rule. We toke on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, we toke. Thank you very much, Korean Idol Shu Lee Ju for the $1.99. Thank you very much. I see a Wednesday. Take that one, brother.
Super sticker.
I see Uno. Thank you for the $5.
I see Uno.
We appreciate the retweets earlier. Reels, I call him for Reels. This is a great friend of the Shuli Network. Thank you for
Reels,
the $5.
I hear his name all the time. Shorty, what's your feeling about Bigfoot? Yay or nay? Yeah, yay. All the way. Yay all the way is what I
was telling you when we were getting to know each other that I think that's one of the first maybe conspiracy theories that at least I was introduced to, or we are at a young age. It's kind of palpable. You know, it was like In Search Of. They were looking for Bigfoot. You see them everywhere. So I kind of related to you. That was kind of like my first kind of delve into conspiracy theories. But that's kind of conspiracy theory 101, I guess, to you, right?
That's basic
that's
one of the
shit,
starters,
right?
Yeah.
Basic
Starter pack.
All right. All right.
That's
Say
fine.
no more. Thank you for the $2. Do you, Sean, repeat Shuli shows? You're great. Oh, don't repeat Shuli shows. You're great. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
That's what we're doing. Sean's doing it. He's doing him. We're doing it.
Fuck yeah.
Gotta talk to Stacey Allen here.
Will there be an episode on 9/11? I just discussed this. Yes,
Dreams.
there's many to come on that.
You're making a connection right there, Stacey. There you go. He's feeling you with the 9/11.
Always question the narrative. Absolutely correct, because they're telling you what they want you to think.
I like the way she put that in the chat before the show. She's a question, not a conspiracy theorist, a question and narrative person. That's just another way of saying it. Big Daddy Doda, our bro, checking in with the $4.99. What's up, fellas? Sean, when is the last time you saw Dogman, and how close were you to them? Thank you, Big Daddy Doda.
Well, so like I said, I would guesstimate like 250 yards away. And the last time, it was a couple years now, because I've moved out of that house since. Couldn't take being there anymore. So
you were afraid they were going to come for you? You just couldn't take the vibe of always worried about encountering them out in the wild?
Freaking me the fuck out, dude. Yeah.
Go where the dog men aren't. That's a good policy. Chris Engler, thank you for the $2. Sorry, Shawnee, correct spelling.
Hey, thank you, Chris Engler.
Look at that. He paid for his correction, too. Thank you, Chris Engler, for joining us tonight. Take that one, buddy.
Welcome to TSN. Thank you, BR Longhorn.
There you go. Thank you, BR Longhorn. Another bro, another regular chat family. Lyndon49, $2, saying, good luck, Shawnee. Thank you. Lyndon49.
Thank you so much.
Huge asshole. Thank you for the $9.99. Shawnee, who did you take it up the ass from? Bigfoot? What? Wait a minute. Would you take it up the ass from Bigfoot if your life depended on it? If so, do you think you'd act like you were enjoying it to possibly keep from getting killed? He's like, look, Bigfoot's fucking you, and you got to act like you like it.
Well, first of all,
tell me you like it. Tell me you like it.
Well, I've never seen a Bigfoot, so you gotta tell me. First off, do they have like a man penis or like a dog red rocket kind of thing? I don't know what's going on down there. You know, I mean, would I take it up? I don't. I need more context to this.
The fact that you have to think about it this long is disturbing. That's okay. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Thank you, huge asshole. American Cupcake, our bro, checking in. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? I was trying to find your sound. There it is. That's our boy. Thank you for the $5 American Cupcake. He says, hey, boys, are you going to talk about one of my favorite places in the United States, Roswell, Mexico? I've been there a bunch of times. Thanks, American Cupcake, for the $5. What do you think about Roswell?
Yes, Area 51 is definitely a hot spot for shenanigans. Let's just put it like that.
And you know, Sean, and we should tell people that a lot of the clues on some of your favorite conspiracies are in the opener, and you'll see it as the closure too, in the opening credits and the closing credits of the. You picked all of those pictures. We said pick some of your favorite conspiracy pictures, send them the photos, and Joe put together a killer opener. So all the clues, we had 9/11 in there. We have a little Area 51 in there. So if you look at the little pictures when the show opens and closes, you'll see some of the things we're going to get down to as the weeks go on. Thank you, American Cupcake. What else we got? Joe Corson, right? $1.99. Congrats on the new show, fellas. Thank you, Joe Corson.
Thank you, Joe.
There you go. Take that one, brother.
Can we cover the World's Fair conspiracy too? Ooh. This is one I honestly can say I don't know anything about. So research is coming.
There we go. We're going to dig into it, Stacy. Yeah. Thank you for the $2. Awesome. Giving us more future material. All right, I think we have one more here. It's our friend Psych checking in with the $2 saying, BF, great to see you. Our Perry break has been too long. Thank you, Psych. Yeah, 666 and bones up to all of our Perry fans. I believe you're a Perry fan too, right, Johnny?
I am. I saw him on. Yeah, I saw him on Cartnarks, and I loved it.
Fucking hilarious. That was one of my first exposures
hysterical
to carry up to Perry too. Awesome.
I love Cartnarks. That's one of my favorite. I play them several times a week just to catch up, and I'm still not done with them. I don't know how many times. I don't know how many he's done, but it's always fucking excellent.
So since we're there already, being a Cartnark aficionado or a fan of it, what is your approach when you go to the store? How do you feel? Are you a put it up on the island guy? Are you a full return guy? Are you fuck it, I'll leave it in the parking lot guy? What are you?
I park near the cart returns because there's always spots there.
True, because nobody wants to be the one that gets their cars banged with the carts, to the cart returner.
I park right near them. I park near them, like usually right beside them. Yeah. And then I just put my cart away. And I always put my cart away.
Yeah, I'm blown away by the people that'll just leave them in the parking space and they go, well, I ain't got time for this, but they don't give a shit about the other people's time they're wasting. But that's good. So go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, and then they'll spend like 10 to 15 minutes fighting about what he's throwing on their cart when they could have just returned the fucking cart.
I love when he makes that point. Yeah, but if you use this energy to return the cart, you would have been already on your way with your life, man. So that's one of the many things we bonded over. So thank you, Psych. 666 and bones up. Perry will be coming back soon, bro. All right, well, I got this list of conspiracies right here, Shawnee. So
let's go. We're
gonna have to add World's Fair to that. I'm gonna have to write that one down.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research.
So this is a list. This is just like a list of some basic conspiracies that we all know throughout the years. Some of these are a mix of yours, and we've talked the ones that were talked about on the Howard Stern show. And you had a certain opinion on them back then, so I figured we review that list. This will act as you got to let you know some of the things we're going to do a deep dive into, and we'll see how Seany stands on them today compared to when he was on the Howard Stern show. So we'll start off with the basic one. We kind of talked about it already. Sasquatch. What's your feelings on that?
They're real. They've been here possibly before mankind. So there's an expanse of the U.S. that is so remote, and it's so rugged. We never go there. It's too much for man. You know what I mean? And you're gonna tell me when we find new species in the ocean all the time, when it's too deep for man to go,
yes.
And then you're going to tell me that you're finding species that you thought were extinct, and you're going to tell me that in this vastness of the Canadian and U.S. Rockies and the U.S. Cascade Mountains, that there's no chance that there's some other life that it's smart. They're intelligent. They bury their dead. That's why we don't find them.
Just because nobody looks for it doesn't mean it's not there, right? But I guess maybe you look for it. Because you're right about the oceans and all. See, I might not believe everything in lockstep with you, bro, but I am open to opening my mind to thought, and I like seeing the exchange of ideas of what people think in the chat and everything. So we already touched on that. We've got Sasquatch. We already touched on Dogmen. All right, let's touch on this. This is an oldie but a goodie. Tell everybody your theory about Stevie Wonder.
So there was a theory going around that Stevie Wonder wasn't blind. In light of the world's of the turn that we've gone down, I don't have time for such a thing. Like, is that, you know,
it's
what I mean?
Not high on your list anymore.
No, it's gone beyond the back seat and all the way into the bed of the truck. I just don't, you know what I mean?
I recall you saying that you thought that there were multiple Stevie Wonders, and that he did this to kind of make blindness seem normalize blindness more.
Yeah,
that was kind of what your take on it at the time was, right?
Which could definitely be true, and I'm not saying it's not true, but I just don't have time to pour myself into that when there's so many other things that are going on that we need to know about. You know,
all right, we'll put that on the bottom of the list.
That's what I'd list as frivolous.
Frivolous, kind of like the Sasquatch in that kind of category.
No,
if you will. No. Okay, two different categories. All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to make 2 rows for you. All right, bro.
You might want to do 3 rows.
Okay. Okay. How about Paul McCartney? The theories about Paul McCartney over the years.
Yes.
Paul McCartney died in the car. The whole Beatles play the record. Paul is dead.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yes, that's all true. But again, that's one of those things that's like, there's other stuff. Like, there's more important things. I mean, Paul died and they changed him out, and that's why he's still alive. Because like, he's one of the is Ringo still alive? I don't even know. Is that bad of me?
They're the last 2.
Okay. So, but I mean, yeah, Paul,
so you definitely,
this is Paul 0.20. Yeah, you know,
that's been a theory that's been out there for a while. That Paul died in the car. It's kind of well known. Let's talk about the EEE mosquito virus. How about that?
Yes,
mosquitoes.
So, and that ties back into Plum Island, because they did a lot of engineering with insects, with ticks and mosquitoes. There was a West Nile virus in I don't have it in front of me, but I think it was 1999. It was.
Okay, yeah.
And there was a West Nile virus outbreak in New York City that killed several people, and there was a larger one in Russia that same year, which is interesting because we've been at odds with them for pretty much forever.
I mean, all our lifetimes, sure.
Yeah, I mean, since World War II ended, you know what I mean? But we're EEE, if you will. Yes, genetically engineered. It originated on Plum Island, and we see a lot of it up here in Rhode Island, Mass, Connecticut, you know what I mean, every year. Like, well, not every year, because last year I don't think there was a whole bunch of it. Couple years ago, it was predominant. It was everywhere. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, so that was one of them. How about, all right, ready? Tupac still alive or dead?
At this point, I don't even care. You know what I mean?
At the time, right? Yeah, go ahead. Finish up.
No, I'm just saying, like, if he is alive, I mean, salute, bro. You've had a good time. I mean, you winning awards in death. I mean, I don't know. It's. I mean, again, there's a lot of other things that I've poured myself into over the last few years that one seems kind of wasteful to me for me to put too much thought into.
Then I guess this next one probably goes with it too, because these went hand in hand at the time. The Biggie Smalls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They kind of went hand in hand at the time.
Yeah, and you can throw the Avril Lavigne in that one too. I think that one came up at some point in my.
Yeah, I think she might be on my list, bro. We'll get down it.
I mean,
okay, so
they're both hot as hell. I won't lie to you, but you know.
Stonehenge and the pyramids. Now, this is the basic one that I threw in there. You know, a lot of people think that these stones are too big and too rectangular to have been put up on their own. It must have been aliens or some kind of voodoo here. You have any take on Stonehenge, or what are your on that?
Yeah. So you have so like with Stonehenge, and there's some other ones that are escaping my memory at the moment, that are like alignments of stars and things, and galactic representations on Earth from people that had no idea and didn't have the tools to build these things. You know what I mean? So we get the pyramids. Let me get to that first.
Okay.
So you've got stones that were cut, I mean, and placed, that are enormous and cut with precision.
Yes.
With
used to see the depictions
primitive
of
tools,
the chiselers and the stone cutters, and they allegedly pushed them up on these boards, you know, slid them up on. You saw all these depictions, but even as a child, I don't know if I don't even know if I fully believe that.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, when you look, if you really look at it, I mean, people love to just glaze over the shit, and they just want to get to you know, whatever's the hot show right now, and just zone out and watch whatever.
Yeah, just fool themselves, you know what I mean? Kind of ignore, put blinders on.
Ignore it,
less,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's the word I was trying to go for.
Put blinders on.
Yeah.
All right, this is let's see. Jeffrey Epstein
killed himself, pervert. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
we can touch on that one. I think when I watched you on the video tape, Howard asked you that, and you were like, "Come on, man! Like what? Like don't even ask me that."
No. He was he was pervert. He did not kill himself. He was killed. But because he was going to leak.
He was an alleged pervert. I don't know if he was ever convicted of anything because he didn't. He didn't get to that part.
Maybe yes, alleged.
So let's be safe on that one.
Yes,
all right,
alleged.
Here's a safe one. The Chupacabra. This is a classic one.
Yes.
The Mexican devil.
So again, there's experiences of the world in Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona that are very remote, that people just we don't exist there. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's definitely, I definitely believe that there could be something of that ilk in that part of the world.
How about Elvis? Elvis Presley. Thank you very much. Elvis dead or alive? Thank you very much.
I don't know. I thought a lot about this, and it would have been easy for him at the time to fake his own death and then go live amongst, like, you know, if he cut his hair and changed up his lifestyle, whatever. So I definitely believe. I mean, he was definitely faltering at the end of his years.
Yes.
I mean, at the end of his years, like as we know it.
Fat Elvis, yes.
Fat, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Skinny Elvis. There's two phases of his career: Skinny Elvis and Fat Elvis. Yeah.
He was not doing well, and I think that the excess of it all, you know, he might. I think he wanted a clean start, I guess is what I'm saying. So
maybe,
yeah, I believe that one.
But you know what fed into those theories at the time, if you remember, was all the tabloid magazines when you go in the grocery stores would have like a picture saying Elvis was seen in Miami or Elvis was seen in Hawaii, and it was just somebody's like uncle with a fancy pair of sunglasses on with a blurry camera or something. You never quite actually found Elvis, but
that was in the Sun or the Weekly World News, which I used to love as a kid.
Did you?
Oh,
you would always see those photos. Elvis is still alive. We had an Elvis sighting because he was such that big star that no one ever wanted to believe that somebody believed that he could die. Somebody of his stature. Okay, exactly. This is a good for our friend Brent. Brent was an android. You said.
Yes.
Said he was.
Yeah, because who is that okay with their wife getting plowed by like random dudes? I mean,
hey, buddy.
Just lots of them. I mean,
you said he was an android, and then you said he was like an old defective android or something.
Yeah, I met him.
Operating system.
He just lacked humanity. You know what I mean? I can't. He just had no personality. I don't know. That doesn't even make sense because that doesn't even like pinpoint it. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is he
can't describe it?
He just had. It was blankness. It was just blank.
Devoid. Okay. Devoid.
I mean, I don't hate Brent by any means, but he just was just nothing. It was weird. There was just a void where he existed.
That's so odd because he had a gregarious, kind of a personality on areas. It wasn't like he was meek or anything. So that's kind of surprising that you're saying that. But
yeah, but
here we go.
Like if you met him like live, like you'd be like, hey, what's up? And he's just
hey, buddy.
Just nothing. It was just nothing. I don't know.
No give and take. Hey, dude, how you doing, bro? Nothing. Just kind of nothing there, huh?
I can't really put my finger on exactly what it was, but there was something that lacked.
You chalked it up to being an android. No personality, no soul. All right, you touched on this one a little bit, but elaborate more on the Avril Lavigne. You said that she was like replaced by someone. Tell everybody about that. You had a theory on that.
Yeah, that she was replaced. She had was refusing. She wanted to get paid more or something to that effect, if I can recall correctly. And they said, "Yeah, well, we're going to replace you. Like you're not all you think you are," kind of a thing.
And they replaced her with someone, in your estimation, didn't they?
Yes.
Who was that?
Where the original Avril Lavigne went, I don't know.
But you said in one of the things I saw that they replaced her with a clone named Melissa.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That is right.
Clone named Melissa. So Melissa's out there. Greta Thunberg, time traveler.
There has been documented images of a spitting image of her from, I forget the time frame, but it was like 1800s maybe. Or no, I don't know. When do they make film? I'm not even sure. But it was old.
Probably
it was old.
Probably the
like late 1800s. Like
late 1800s. Yeah. All right, man. Well, that's one we'll get into. All right. Here's another one, and this is kind of popular, and I've told you about this one. Chemtrails.
Yes. So in the world that we live in, the government nowadays is obsessed more than I am about control. They want to control what you're thinking, what you're seeing, what you're feeling. They want to they want to dictate your life, basically, in a short way of saying it.
Well, how do you think they go about this? Do they have like a meeting in a room, or what? How do you think this kind of happens, Shawnee?
There's directives that get put out. There's a hierarchy behind the scenes, the shadow government that and at this point it's a worldview. They want to create one bank. They want to create one government. They're trying to overthrow the individual countries and states and things and chaos, bring chaos to the world so that then they can lock down and control everything.
So you believe that belief is connected to the chemtrails, which we started talking about, right?
Yes. I was trying to get to that, but so the chemtrails, there's there's stuff that they're putting into the air. I mean,
cloud seeding.
Some of it is that, and some of it is, it is weather control for the most part. But I mean,
which I find disturbing too.
Which it is, because then you get rain for a week wherever you are, and you're like, well, thanks.
You're messing with Mother Nature a little too much.
Thanks,
but
Biden.
I told you, yeah. No, oh, hang on, hot take. But I told you that I've seen so much of this activity over my house that I have personal pictures that, if need be, I can share with you, because it looked like
I would love that.
So I have my own theories of that too. So maybe we'll get into the deep dive into that one time.
There's film on Twitter of a plane going along, and it gets to a point, and then it just shuts them off. And there's chemtrails to a certain degree, and then they just shut them off. And they're like, I don't know if they ran out of juice, whatever they're spraying, or you know what I mean. But it's or if they or if they said, okay, that's far enough, you don't need to do it anymore.
They shot their load all out. They were done. They was spent, baby.
Yeah,
I'm spent.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the royal family now? They're with Princess Diana specifically, a conspiracy to kind of, because she was kind of causing upheaval in the royal family and doing things out of the norm there. So what do you have a theory about that?
Well, if you look at the license plate in the car she gets into, and then the car that is in the car crash, they're not the same. So,
so you still kind of interested in that one?
What happened? Why is that? Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like, I mean, the royal family is a bunch of. Thank you. It's a bunch of. They're crazy. They're thirsty, and I mean that specifically. That they actually eat human organs to try to maintain their length of life.
Nice. I had that little note like that. Let me bite your neck and stay royal forever.
Yeah.
All right. And then just preppers in general. I don't know if you want to declare if you're a prepper or not, but what do you think about preppers and the prepping mentality?
Well, okay, so
that's kind of all based on conspiracies and what might ultimately happen with the world and stuff.
It is. Because basically you're preparing for some sort of upheaval, whether it be like an EMP event where it like knocks out all the power, or
electromagnetic pulse, right?
Yes, exactly. Which could be from either a solar flare, or it could be from a nuke that was set off over the. Ric Flair doesn't really do those, but
I'm just busting your balls, bro.
Sting might, but
very good. Yeah, there you
go. So in this corner, wait a minute.
We were talking about preppers, though.
I'm getting news.
Breaking news. You getting
right
news?
now? Breaking news.
What's your breaking news?
You're in the Seany Zone.
Hi-oh. You heard him. That's right. This is the premiere episode 1 of the Seany Zone. We're going to do a deep dive into all these conspiracies that we're talking about every week. We hope you're having fun joining us tonight. We've got a couple more we're going to go through, and then we'll kind of pull this train into the station before long. All right, bro. We did preppers and all, so you kind of believe that's all tied together. Go ahead.
Yes, I did want to say that if you care about your loved ones at all, you would prepare and load up essentials, which is water. You want your dry goods, you want medical equipment. Those are the top 3. That's where you got to start.
Very good. All right.
Okay.
That's a more you know right there from Seany.
I love it.
Okay. All right. All right. Here goes. I know this is Justin Bieber. Go. Still won't touch Justin Bieber. So this was one from back in the day that you didn't like then, and apparently you still don't now. So I was kind of wondering if you still felt the same way. So
yeah,
we may not do a deep dive into this one. Who knows?
It looks as if there may be a time when I can speak on it, but it's unclear at the moment. So I don't want to like get anyone's hopes up, but just let's move on.
That's not pissed off. All right. How about another basic one, the moon landing? A lot of people like to throw the moon landing around. What's your take on the moon landing?
Okay, so starts with look at the piece of shit that lands on the moon. You're gonna get in that and fly from the spaceship, quote unquote, to the moon, quote unquote. And then as it lands on the moon, there's a camera somewhere planted on the moon that it just
I've heard
filming them as they land.
Yes.
And then as they leave, it films them as they shoot. Like it's panning away as they.
Yeah.
Come on. Come
So
the
I hear
fuck off
people-
it. Come
yes,
the
I
fuck
hear-
off it.
I hear people question the camera and the camera angles, as well as some of the atomic explosion tests. Like, why didn't the
Yes.
camera go anywhere? So these are some interesting theories we can get into. But yes, I know that the moon landing was kind of a more or less 101 conspiracy theory 101 one. What
Thank
about
you,
the
Stanley Kubrick.
yeah, for bringing all that. What do I got here? Oh yeah, we kind of touched on the shadow government already. You think the kind of the form of government that kind of is always there, even though regardless of who's in charge, right?
Absolutely. That's the biggest. That's actually the biggest thing that people right now are so consumed with the wrong thing. They're consumed with, oh, Biden, Trump, right, left. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just a game. It's a show. It's the WWE. Like it's they're playing you. It doesn't matter. There's just it's an excuse to divide us and get our minds and our eyes looking away from what's really going on. Do you know what I'm saying?
All right. I know a
Bobby,
lot of people.
you know what I'm saying, Bobby?
I know what you're saying, man. I know what you're saying. I hear you, man.
Okay.
I feel you, bro. Yeah, man. I know that a lot of people feel that way about, about what the government does and things of this nature. Area 51. I guess we'll touch on that. We'll touch on like New Mexico and things like it. You a big Area 51 guy? I mean, I think as years gone on, we kind of realized that they're doing a lot of Air Force and the stealth bomb and the experimental things out there. So reports of wild shit out there isn't so wild. But I know you were talking about being part of something. Maybe they were going to like raid Area 51 at one point.
There was a raid that went on out there. I was not involved, and I kind of regret it. But even though I would have probably been thrown in jail with some of the others that did it, but
yeah, because I hear they don't mess around out there. I think
they don't fuck around. No,
they don't fuck around.
They don't like to.
Okay, I got what up. We talked about I wrote down military alien footage because we talked about how recently now they're releasing cockpit footage of they're not calling them UFOs anymore. What is the new one there? Unidentified something AE or something like that? UAE or
there's some other name that whatever.
Yeah, but now I mean for years they disputed things like that and said no, we never seen aliens or anything. And then within the last year or so they released that kind of video with some kind of shade moving from a cockpit and kind of verifying some of the things we've been told.
Yeah, there's a lot of film that has come out, and so part of it, I want to believe it all, but some of it. So there's also Project Blue Beam. I'm just going to throw that out there, which is also a deceptive move. So, which incorporates UFOs and things like that. So,
all right. Yep. So that, and then my last one here was Plum Island, but we kind of touched on that based on the other parts of the conversation you said. So that's a couple good 24, 25 of them that I wrote down right here based on your previous appearance on Stern and some of the basic ones we know. And I know we talked about them, and I think that we're gonna choose your next one. We'll get together and see which one you really want to take a deep dive on. And I hope everybody joins us here every week to take a deep dive. Like I said, this is Shawnee's baby. He decides what stories we do and where we go. I'm just his humble chauffeur, just here to navigate him through the Seany Zone. So any last minute chats we want to read or anything there, Andy?
It looks like there was a few.
All right, let's do that. We got that American Cupcake, $5. Thank you. Area 51 is actually on Nevada. Roswell, New Mexico is where the alien that starred in Area 51 crashed. Thank you, American Cupcake, for the $5, brother. What else we got?
Thank you for the schooling.
Take that one, brother.
World's Fair ties into Tartaria.
The code. Thank you for being a member for 7 months.
I'm ready to go on this because I can't wait.
That's great, man. You gave him some new meat to put his teeth into.
I love
it. Exciting, Shawnee. First show, and you're getting something. They brought you a new one. I thought you were going to be bringing the information, and they're bringing it to you. But that's what that's what we hope to do every week. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'm saying if there's something that you've heard about that I don't know of, please bring it.
I'm kind of intrigued about this World's Fair thing too. Wait a minute, it ain't the whole Men in Black thing where the thing on top was like a ship and it went away. I hope that ain't it. You ever see Men in Black? That whole thing.
Yeah.
Right. I hope it's a little more involved.
The Men in Black are real, but
Okay.
I don't know about on that in that context.
Sounds like another episode we might be doing a deep dive on the Men in Black.
Yeah, and the Mothman of Point Pleasant and all of that. Yeah, there's
the Mothman. That was one of the last pictures that you submitted for the opener. If you watch that at the end of the show, and Andy was intrigued. He said, "I'm really curious about hearing what this Mothman is all about." So we're gonna have to do. I know he's looking forward to your thoughts on the Mothman. It's a future episode, right?
Yep.
So, hey, what's up, Stay Kachunksta? Member for 6 months. Why wasn't Justin Bieber at the Grammys? Next question, please. Thank you, Kachunk. Icy Uno, also a member for 7 months. Justin Bieber does suck, Shawnee. Love you, BF.
Thank you, Icy. Thank you, Icy.
Rick's Wings and Rings, thank you for the $10. Just want to get this out of the way now because we all know Stuttering John needs to know. Shawnee, how big is the dog man's hog? Speaking of hogs, don't forget to come and try our new pulled pork sandwich at Rick's Wings and Rings. Get on down to Rick's Wings and Rings. Thank you for the $10, Rick. We appreciate you, brother. Who we got next?
Honestly, I hope Stuttering John took notes tonight of how a stutterer can broadcast because he's terrible.
Oh, shit. Shawnee bringing it. He put it out there. Tell him fucking
go
man.
ahead.
Put your shit together. Take this one, brother. Talk to Eden right there.
If there were multiple Bigfoots, would that be Big Feet? Like, why is it Moose instead of Meese?
These are all important questions, Shawnee. Thank you for the $5.
Thank you, Eden ass.
You got that one. I'm like, I got Eden and I didn't even get to the second part of the name. Good name.
My mom would be so proud. I don't know. I don't know if it is Big Feet or not. I honestly, I'll have to look into that as well.
You big-feeted bastard. Ordo Monstrum, thank you for the $4.99. Shawnee, what is your thought on every culture, regardless of never coming into contact with one another, has dragons in their lores and religions? Thank you, Ordo Monstrum, for the $4.99.
Wait a minute, I got to read that again. I don't know. I mean, there are Komodo dragons and perhaps they were more prevalent at one time in Earth's history, and I'm not really sure. That's a good thing to ask. I appreciate the question.
Yeah, I've never heard of a dragon lineage question throughout many livings. That's good. Joe Corson, right? $4.99. Thank you very much. I have 2 Kurt Cobain sue or murdered Lake Champlain's Champy.
I've been to Lake Champlain a few times. I have not had the opportunity to see Champy, but I do often go out and research various cryptids. So I'm always up for that. Kurt Cobain
or Courtney Love.
I really think that she saw the opportunity to get her band on the, because if you listen to Love's first album, it's Kurt Cobain. It's Kurt
doing
Cobain.
a lot of the music and everything. Yeah, like laying.
No. I'm saying like he wrote it, and
yeah.
like that's his songs, and I think
he produced it. No.
Yeah, but but I'm saying like she saw it as a way to take his.
To step in his spotlight, maybe.
Basically, yes. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
And after all, her band name was Hole, so go figure.
What?
Oh, thank you, Mike V, for the $1.99. Congratulations on your first Cosby. Thank you very much, Mike V, thank you for the $1.99, Mike V. Thank you for the Mike V.
It's a Cosby that just got the bird.
There you go.
The kids and they're hipping and they're hopping and they're bipping and they're bopping.
And are we at the end there, Andy?
We still have a couple more to go.
Oh, okay. Let's rock and roll then. What we got next?
Rock and roll.
The lovely Stacey Allen checking in with $2. Thank you very much. Will we cover the death of Bennington and Cornell?
Those are interesting because, yes. In a short word, yes.
All right,
Yes.
you better get your pen and paper, man. Stacy's bringing it. She got the Bennington Cornell.
She's on fire. I love this chick. She's good.
There you go.
She's
Stacy's
good.
a good one, man. And she's ready for it. She's into it. Thank you, Stacy. Mike V, thank you for the $1.99. Do we believe that Cosby landed on the moon?
I believe that Cosby did a lot of things.
They put Cosby on the moon.
Some moons might have been involved, but I don't think it was the moon.
They put a Cosby on the moon. Thank you, Mike V, for $1.99. Brian Clauder, our bro, thank you for the $5. Love the show, boys. What's this Justin Bieber thing? Shawnee will elaborate right now. No? Oh, nope. Next question.
Okay, next. All right.
That's it, guys.
All right. Thank you very much there, bro. All right. Well, we're about to pull this train into the station, Shawnee. So any last thoughts or how about your first show, man? How you think it went?
I feel really good. One of the things that used to annoy me a lot about the Stern show was that Howard would cut me off a lot and wouldn't let me expand upon my thoughts, and then he'd force in dumb jokes about my kids and stuff, which I'm a comedian. I'm a comedian as well, so I get it, I get it. You're trying to make
get what he was going for at the time. Yeah.
But I mean, I had a lot more to bring, and I feel like I'd gone on the show against John the Stutterer, who I hope somebody sends him this, and so he can just shit his pants. Well, because the last thing he said to me when we did that show, when we did the show where it was he and I, like just us two, he told me that he wished I would die in a train crash. So
damn, bro. I got rock star hair.
Yeah,
rock star hair.
Because I said to him, have a good night, and he goes, I hope you die. I hope you die on a train and die. And I was like, okay.
Good John the Stutter impression, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
So, this is great. I'm glad to be able to expound upon to give you the full detail of what's going on, because I would get on Stern and just it was a blurb of whatever it was. And
whatever you could get out at the time.
Yeah.
And like
exactly.
you said, I know that you're a comedian, and I know there's a little clip of some stand-up out there that maybe we'll probably share in upcoming episodes of the Seany Zone right here exclusively on the Shuli Network. It's some funny stand-up stuff when you tried it the first time, and so we'll look at some of your stuff, YouTube stuff, and every week we're going to come here and do this and have fun with y'all, and you already brought us some new... Bro, I didn't really expect the people to bring you too much that you didn't already have a little tip on, so I'm curious about this World's Fair thing and the Bennington...
This week I'm getting into it. So
there you
World's
go.
Fair, I did not have any idea.
So probably every Monday we might be adjusting the time. So you check your local listings for when we might air again, because I don't know, Sean. We'll have to talk about it. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. You can stay tuned. I'm on Twitter as Not High Register, NOTHIGHREGISTER, and I'll be updating times and things and show prep and whatever, you know what I mean? So
that's another way to follow us, and then probably eventually we'll get involved with the Discord, and maybe we can get a category in there, and maybe some of the fans can submit some of their conspiracy theories and some questions, and maybe we can throw that and make that part of the content and all.
Fuck yeah.
All right, bro. Well, I think this has been a great first episode. I hope everybody really enjoyed this too. So for my man Shawnee, for the Seany Zone, I'm the chauffeur, BF Bobby Fran, saying peace and love. And please join us here every week for the Seany Zone.
Seany Zone.
Hi-yo. In a world full of people who think life is a happy series of coincidences and trust the official narrative, some of us know better. Tales of Stonehenge, dogmen, chemtrails, and more. All of this we will explore in the Seany Zone.